how did you choose Albany as your school? Was there other options you were going to think about going, or did you transfer here?
Nah, Albany wasn't surprisingly not my first choice. Like I didn't even know Albany was a school.
That's insane.
Like
from Queens, you didn't know Albany was a school.
I had never heard about it. Like I knew the city, I knew it was the capital of New York. I never really put much thought into, you know, going to college in here.
A lot of people from the city do go to this school, so I always thought it was like the go-to school.
That was something. That was something I learned when I first got here. Like how many city heads came here and like really like it's basically a mini NYC. Like I didn't go to high school in Queens. So that's probably why, and I didn't really like. I wasn't around that type of vibe. My lifestyle was in the city, like you know, outside of high school and all that stuff. Wake up, go to the corner store, get my stuff, go like,
hit the bodega.
Yeah, but yeah, how I chose Albany. Go back to the question. It was one of my friends, one of my best friends from high school. Shout out Sean. Hopefully, you watch this. I send him the link. Let him watch that. But it was like a kind of going to be like a package thing. Me and him was like, you know,
package deal.
It was going to be,
Sean.
It was like fingers crossed. He was like, yo,
we out.
Apply to Albany. I wasn't going to go to college. It was like play football in college or nothing. He was like, yo, apply. You're going to get in. You get in. I got in. We're going to go there, basically run it back like we did in high school and all that stuff. Me and you were going to be roommates in a dorm, you know, go crazy up here, do what we got to do.
Go crazy.
But I picked here when it was going to be here or Buffalo. I was going to try.
UB.
Yeah. I was going to try and go there, stay in shape, you know, walk on football, try and, you know, make something out of that. But literally, I remember it was like after a lacrosse game in high school, I got the notification back from UB and it was like, you've been accepted, but for spring semester. And I said, no, I can't do that. Like, I said, at a semester, I'm going to fall in love with working and making money and stuff like that. So I said, Albany it was, you know.
That's weird. I didn't know they did that, like accepted for us, because you applied for the fall and they accepted for the spring.
Yeah, I think it was because like that weird
Football's
time.
different though, because football, don't you go to campus? Like you can go to campus earlier.
I was just going to try and just go there.
And walk on.
Do what I got to do, not
okay.
really try the proper
walk
on route. And I think it was also like at the time, you know, post-COVID, for a lot of us, there was just accepting kids to get their numbers back up, you know, probably a lot of financial stuff involved. So, you know, they're just accepting anybody at that time. So.
Oh, okay, so they accepted too many people. And
probably over enrolled, said, we'll have a spot for you in the spring, you know, if you still want it.
And that was in 2021?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think you made the right decision. I absolutely hated Buffalo when I was there. The sports were the only positive of that, and they're really falling off a cliff. It seems like whenever I transfer, the sports programs go down hills. It's absolutely, you know, guys. I mean, if I stay here, I think that'll be a good sign for the sports program. Seriously, Buffalo, when I went there, had Jared Patterson, who was NFL running back for a while, and that was the best basketball team we saw from Buffalo, and I don't think we're going to see a Buffalo team that good again for at least another 5 years. So, but the biggest thing is, I'm going to say real quick, is the campus is awful. It's too big, it's old, they don't renovate it. But yeah, so you made the right decision. Now, next question I have for you is, so the timeline seems like you start the route of going manager, going to graduate assistant, and work your way up the ladder.
Yeah.
So how do you plan on doing that?
I know a lot of people. I have a lot of connections. Nah, let me tell you.
That's one city in my life.
But nah,
yeah, sure.
My work ethic definitely is something that's taken me to the position I'm in right now. You know, I started managing in high school. I went to Long Island Lutheran, Lou High. We played, you know, some Florida boys last year. Not gonna name the high school. Got handed. Not gonna boost his ego right now.
Columbus High School.
They round 2 coming this year. That's gonna be changed this year. I'm positive about that. But you know, going to a school like that with that type of national recognition, kind of, you know, basketball was always something that was in the back of my mind. Like, you know, if I'm not playing football, I could eventually circle back to basketball. It's going to be harder because I never played it like that high competitively myself, but I was around and I was involved in the program, like, you know, at still such formative years. So coming to Albany and then finding out they had the manager position after my freshman year, I was like, yeah, this is the as either I take it now or I forget about this basketball stuff and, just find something else to do. So I, got in contact with one of my high school coaches, big brother, one of my mentors, Jay David. He runs Jayhawks, New York Jayhawks, plays on the now MHC. Back at the time, there was on the Adidas Gauntlet, but he got me in touch with Coach Killings and, helped me get into the whole manager scene of the college world and everything. Justin's one of the first players that literally I was close to. Him and Huss. Shout out my boy Huss, Tyree. Yeah. But, Justin, he was kind of one of the first players that, helped show me like, look, this is also what it takes. Like, you're a manager, you're coming in. I respect your grind and hustle, but to be one of the guys in this stuff, you got to be willing to do a lot of late night grinding. So literally
a lot of late nights.
A lot of late nights. First summer, I started out as a manager. He texted me like, yeah, we had another manager, Kevin. He kind of showed me what it was. Unfortunately, he just couldn't, keep up with the manager track anymore. Said, I'm not going to do it. Hope he's doing good. But he kind of brought me along the rebound for Justin. Justin literally hit me with, yeah, so this is the schedule. I'm going to go 10 a.m. and then I'm going to go 10 p.m. So right before, morning practices, summer camp and everything, getting shots up. I go in, work the summer camp, set up practice, do what I got to do there. And then late at night, get a break, whatever, come back, get shots up. So that was kind of the schedule. So I was like, all right, if I'm going to do this, I have to be for real about it. So, and I've been with the team for 3 years now. Justin could say, like, I kind of, stayed behind the scenes with a lot of stuff, but that's what my job is. But I don't really speak too much. That's kind of something that I've kind of like gotten to a point where it's like you got to earn in the way of me like saying stuff to you, because not everyone likes to hear what you got to say, or more times than not don't care what we have to say is like in a position of mind. So like, if I feel like you're open to hearing where I'm at and what I have to say to you, you're going to take something from it. But back to the whole becoming a grad assistant route, I feel like I've gained a lot of trust and a lot of, belief from the coaching staff, Coach Killings, KJ, and all them. Like, they see something in me that, like they don't, like they see the manager squad, but it's like, now that I'm the head manager now and stuff like that, they see everything, like what I do and how serious about them. So, when the time comes, to have the conversation with them, they can probably help me set something up, interviews and everything, get where I got to get into the coaching route. But that's kind of where I'm taking it right now, taking it day by day. I can't think too far in the future, and it's not even here yet. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. Now, you said you're going to try to walk on football at Buffalo. Did you try to do that in Albany? Because, Buffalo's FBS school.
Yeah.
And Albany's FCS. It's a completely different game. So, I'd assume if you try to walk on FBS that you definitely walk on FCS, because one's a lot easier than the other.
Yeah. When I came here, I kind of went into this like, high energy kid, like, oh, I could do anything and all that stuff. So when the first option wasn't available to me, I kind of just, cut it, because it's like if the first option isn't there 9 times out of 10, the second option won't be there for some people. And in a way, I kind of grew out of love with the game of football. Like, I always loved basketball. I just always thought I was too small to play it. I'm kind of a bigger guy, bigger kid. So like, football more aggressive. Yeah. That's easier to come by. I could put out my aggressive anger and all that stuff within the whistle. So when I came here, it was like walking on for football kind of went out the window. I was just at that point, do I want to be in college? Do I want to take classes? Do I want to follow this schedule of like, getting up on my own, figuring this stuff out day by day? And that's how it really went. That's how it was my whole freshman year here. Like, I would wake up, go to my classes, sometimes not go to classes. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not gonna lie.
Don't let TK find that.
Don't be snitching on yourself.
Hey, I'm an honest guy. You have to appreciate me for that.
Hey, the AD watches the show. The AD watches the show. So be careful.
He'll be cool.
Who watches?
Mark Benson.
Oh wow!
Vic sent
Yeah,
us. They
I
did,
know.
yeah.
I know. Dan watches the show too. He's telling me about it. So.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
shout out
You
them.
might get some comments.
Yeah, you might
now.
get some
Self snitching.
Self
You're from
snitching.
Queen. You should know better.
Yeah, hey, you know, that's one thing I pride myself on is honesty. I'm gonna be real with you.
Yeah, sure.
But for real, I do pride myself on honesty, and you know, I'm gonna stand on that. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Typical college kid. Some classes I was just too tired. You know, didn't want to go, but you know, I feel like you have to have that growing up and all that stuff. So took that year to figure out if I really wanted to be in college as a whole. And then once I figured out I was like, all right, now it's time to add something else, you know, start growing myself and becoming into the person I am right now.
If you didn't go to college, what would have been your route for a career?
I definitely would have just worked until the next opportunity presented itself. Before I was working at BJ's, the warehouse, and my mom is good friends with one of the managers at the BJ's I was working at, and they was already, you know, they saw my work ethic there. You know, my work ethic travels with me everywhere I go. So they saw that and was like, yeah, he's good. We love him. We want to try and, you know, work him to promote him and stuff like that. My mom was the one who told her, like, yo, slow down. Like, he's not even going to be here that long. And I don't even know if he's going to, you know, really come back once he gets up there to college. So, like, I don't want you to do that and put yourself in a hole. But
yeah,
I appreciate you seeing that in him. You know what I'm saying?
So you said, so if you didn't do college, you would have been like, the dream job would have been like BJ's manager?
Not even BJ's manager, but, you know, at least it would have been some money in my pocket and I could work off
working in general.
Working, you know, have that money in my pocket.
Yeah,
who knows where that goes from there? You know what I'm saying? You could do a lot with a little sometimes, you know?
Because I'll be honest, you know, on the sidelines taking pictures, what I've learned is that there's two options in sports. Either, you know, you get it from college networking or it's ancestry. There's no other option. Like, one of my friends at home is like, I'm going to do sports, but won't go to college. And to me, like, I don't want to say it to his face, but I think it's impossible. I genuinely think it's impossible. So, you know, I think you've, you know, gone to college. I think you've opened up a lot of opportunity for sports because you've been able to talk to, you know, D1 D1, what it's made into now is its own thing. It's its own profession.
Yeah.
You know, so the people that you've been able to talk to, and as years go on, you get to know more and more people. And that's really the number one thing for sports is the amount of people that you're able to touch because of when they're in and out. I mean, we've seen Albany. Albany's known for transferring. You know, you get pretty much a new team every year.
Yeah, 100%.
So, you know, you've probably talked to a great amount of players, great amount of coaches. And because of that, you know, it's been able to open up opportunities for you. And, you know, I think going forward, that's going to be huge for you. Now, the last question I have is my hot take. My hot take is that Queens is a part of Long Island. Because you do not need a bridge to get there. It is on the same island. Manhattan and the Bronx are the only two things outside of Long Island because you can't get there without the bridge. Shout out to the Boogie Bronx.
I won't deny that hot take. Some parts of Queens you can say should be Long Island, like Floral Park, New Hyde Park, that area that's kind of like on the border. You're definitely Long Island. I'm sorry, I don't care who I know, who I offend. You're Long Island, I don't care. But as you get deeper, like, you know, Southside Jamaica, you know, Nicki Minaj and them and stuff like that. Like, you know, but
I think that's more of a cultural thing, though, because I mean, if you think about it, you know, it's the same strip. And the thing I want to say is, let's say you go to Islanders game, right? That's in Elmont, right?
Yeah, UBS.
There's teams that are literally, I mean, not teams. There's cities in Queens that are closer, like more east than Elmont. Yeah. It's literally just conjoined into one with how the borders work. So that's why I think it's in Long Island. I mean, it's not even like there's a border where it's like this is Nassau County,
it cuts off
and
this
is
Queens.
Queens.
You know what I'm saying?
There's like wiggly lines here with some overlap. So to me, you know, sorry, Lil Tecca, but even, you know, it's Long Island, you know, and I think that there's like a pride factor that people from Queens hate to admit. You know, they just want to say I'm from I'm from the city the same way that people from Manhattan and people from the Bronx say it. But hey, Brooklyn has the same problem. So, you know, they're still, you know, have to get to a bridge to get to Brooklyn. But what I will say, I don't know if this is worse, I think Brooklyn's closer to being a away from the Long Island than Queens is. I think Queens is even closer because
Nah, I mean,
Queens is like the entire part of Queens is part of Long Island. But
I would say it's opposite,
Brooklyn,
just because
you think Brooklyn is more like Long Island?
Brooklyn has more water around it. Queens, you could barely get to a beach unless you go to Long Island. Actually, that's kind of why I put it that way too.
But because it's like in the center.
Yeah,
you know,
so, I mean,
you're kind of cheating on that. I mean,
it's just the factual matter of it, though. The geographical matters.
So you think because Long Island, to be part of Long Island, you have to be by a beach. That's
what Long Island's really known for. I went to high school in Long Island. That's where all the majority of the kids that didn't play sports, like their fun is going to the beach. Whether that's going all the way out east and you have money going to the Hamptons or whatever. Or whether you're still in just, the general, Nassau, Suffolk County area and you hit like, Jones Beach or something like that. That's what Long Island's really known for. That and their bagels. I mean, their bagels are all right, but.
All right.
No, I'm kidding. They're good. They're good.
Long Island bagel.
I gotta put you on. Next time I go back, I'll try and put something together for you. Yeah, but that's what, me going to school on Long Island and I've seen. Because, like, the reason why Queens is the city is, like, you still got to take a bus or a subway to get to majority of the things you want to get to. Like,
what is that? I don't know what that means.
Like, the subway, to get to Manhattan or, like, to do any activities within, Queens itself, you still have to hop on, like, the Q5.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, like, do you think, like, what I'm saying is because it's part of the same ecosystem that every other borough is?
Yeah.
Well, besides Staten Island.
Staten Island's the forbidden borough. I'm sorry, in Staten Island, I still love y'all, but y'all know what the truth is. I'm sorry. It's like you gotta take a ferry to get to y'all, bro.
Well, like I said, this is what I will agree to, and this is the same take I've always had. I think Queens is the city when it comes to cultural, and I think that's with the boroughs and with the system. But I just think geographically, it's Long Island. But you know what? Hate it. You can hate my take on it, but that's.
I respect your take. I respect your take.
Do you not agree with it?
No, I'm not saying I don't agree with this. Some parts, yes. Not the whole. Queens.
Not the whole. Okay.
Because Queens does get the money at the end of the day.
Okay.
That's more than I think Mike would have agreed with. So I'll take it.
Yeah.